I was in an online course, but our teacher gave us these short, like 1-week activities, and it's all of the math that we were learning in our other classes, but just instantly applied, and you can see those effects of it and how it's being used. And I was like, oh, this actually makes sense now. I have a purpose for learning these different algebraic variables and things. Like, I didn't have much experience or programs of people like encouraging me to do computer science. It was kind of something I had to fight my way into. And so I just wanted to make it available, so other people can know they have an option. For many of the people that I met within computer science, for most of them, they were like, oh, I started in math, or I started in this other major. And then when I was required to take this computer science class, I was like, oh, this is actually really fun. This is something I want to do. And so I wanted to help people be able to understand computer science earlier, because it's not really a barrier to entry, it's just barrier to exposure. I think that's the biggest obstacle right now.
Veronica is an amazing person. She gives every single moment of her time to help other people. So we're in a computer science department, and one thing that we all care about a lot is access to computer science education for all kids and all people. And Veronica embodies that mission every single day. We have a project that we work with to integrate computational thinking into the core classes like math, science, even art. And Veronica has been to the school many, many times to help classrooms and teachers learn how to do programming and learn science better and learn computer science at the same time. She brings a joy to doing that. So not only are the kids getting to learn something new, they get excited about it and they get a chance to be creative and make things of their own that actually help them learn better.
We started a high school internship for female high school students as their main target, but if men wanted to apply, we didn't want to turn them down, and so our program ended up being around 85% female for the past 2 summers. This past summer we actually ran the program virtually, so we had about 30 young women involved in the program with it. It's been really fun getting all the students involved. Our main theme for it is socially relevant computing and service learning. So our students actually are building out different educational software and games for high school and middle school teachers across North and South Carolina. It's not that hard, but the problem is people don't learn all the skills they need until they're in these advanced degrees. And so I was like, if we just start teaching them sooner, then they can do these simple things. Like teaching the middle school kids how to make video games and websites and mobile apps. It's like, you can do this, right? There's not that big of a learning curve, it's just people aren't exposed to it until later.
Veronica also organizes outreach events. She started a program called Sparks, a program for middle school students that taught them real computer science. And she felt that students and kids were capable of learning more complex, more advanced computer science concepts. So she created the idea that students could come on Saturdays and learn computer science outside of school. And now I think there's probably about 10 schools that have Sparks programs where college students who are in computer science go to schools on the weekends and teach computer science.
I don't know, I talk the world of Veronica. She's someone that you want to know. She's got all the knowledge from her years of just doing stuff and participating in it and being there. And it's like, oh, if I need a question, I know Veronica can point me where to go, because she's the person, the know-all. She's the person that, even if she doesn't know, she'll find the answer for you. And that's the experience of working with her. She's the ultimate problem solver, which it feels almost effortless from her, but as somebody who works in a similar field, there has to be just years of experience of her doing this, and that's why she's so good at it.
One of my grad students was talking to me and they're like, you do all this stuff, what is your job description? Whenever we get new people in the lab, they don't understand what do I do versus what do I do? And so for me, my job description is do research in classrooms and then write papers on it. And then all of the other outreach and fun things I do, that's just my side hobby and fun game things. And so being recognized for going the extra effort on that thing is really cool. But a lot of that I do though is so that I can be out there as a role model for students, because there's not a lot of diverse women in computing. And for young people to be oh, there's someone who looks like me here, it's really exciting. I was down on a trip in Florida where we were doing a study, and the teacher in the classroom was like, oh, there's a room full of female scientists here who are doing research on our classroom. And then after school, one of the girls approached us in the school lobby, and she was like, oh, you all are scientists? I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna be a mathematician. I was like, that's so fantastic. I'm so excited that you love math and you're gonna help pursue this thing.
Veronica is a wonderful ambassador for computer science. She just radiates passion and enthusiasm and a dedication to doing important things. And that is what young people need to see, especially young women. They want to save the world, and we want to help them. And Veronica especially embodies, that kind of passion, that kind of dedication to solving real problems and learning complicated things and being amazing and just sharing that with everyone.
Honestly, I think it's the freedom that I have to be able to do all these extra things. I get to decide what do I want to work on next, and all of the deadlines that I have are kind of self-imposed for depending on what conferences I want to go to or what grants I want to apply for. So it's really a lot of freedom to be able to decide what I work on, who I work with, what kind of activities I do, and the department is really supportive of letting me actually go and do these things. A lot of times people email either the advisors or counseling and say hey, is there someone available to help my student with research, or can someone be a mentor for their senior project? And it was like, Veronica, well, we'll send you to Veronica. Veronica can help you with this stuff. And so it's just really cool to be the point person for a lot of these things. People know there is someone here who can actually help all these students.
Veronica specifically has made a huge impact on my experience at NC State. I would call her the hidden gem of NC State. She's very passionate about bringing computer science and technology to rural areas. She's really passionate about mentoring. She's very inspiring for me. I understand why she probably chose me to chat about her. I talk the world of her. I think that she's amazing, and my experience would be 25% of what it is without her.
I think everyone these days is looking for, a reason to be doing the work that they're doing. And Veronica brings joy to everything she does, and it's like a magnet. So people see what she's doing and they want to do it. She just has so much joy and happiness to give to everyone, and she displays it so everyone can get involved. She plans fun outings on special days, brings snacks and presents for people, and just generally spreads delight. It's phenomenal to work with her. I can't imagine a better person for this award.